What are you doing?
Alright, so I guess we are getting ready to go into our first match of the day, which is going to be AoV against IM. So we'll see if AoV, kind of the team made up of the newer up-and-coming guys, can challenge the slightly more established team of IM. Although AoV has, hung tough. They were probably on paper the team that someone would have thought to be arguably the weakest, but they've hung tough in matches. They've had matches where they've won a few sets. I don't think they've won a full clan war yet, but perhaps they can change that here. And of course, our first matchup is going to be Probert against Elegant. Elegant is, as far as I know, a C+ Protoss. Plays a good bit. He just had a pretty good run in the Crimson Star League, where I believe he finished in like 3rd or 4th place, being knocked out by the eventual silver medalist MVP. And Probert, I want to say, is a B- Terran. I could be wrong, but I think he's around B-, so we should have a pretty even match.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Elegant really did impress me. The last time I casted extensively was for Gambit Cup, where he got thrown out a couple of times for his team, and he played really well. I was really impressed with how he played versus some top-name people. So when I saw him more in a manager role, I was a little bit sad at the beginning of the season, but I'm going to be glad to see him play. I've always been entertained by Elegant's games.
Yeah, he's played one so far as I can remember. I had a little bit of unfortunate fortune where a Reaver was dropped and had like 2 or 3 huge scarabs and just set him really far behind in a PvP on Overwatch. But we'll see. Hopefully he'll bounce back nicely. Although he does have the challenge of playing a Terran on Oxide, which is something many Protoss have complained about, saying they find it quite difficult to play this map against Terran. So we'll see what they have, I guess, in store. I guess the issues are, it's not too hard for Terran to grab. They can grab kind of 4 bases pretty easily, although that 1 mineral base is kind of borderline irrelevant. But Protoss also has difficulty finding good places to engage Terran on. There's some high ground pods you can take advantage of, but at the same time, they can just... it's pretty narrow, so you can't really get a good arc even though you're fighting from high ground to low ground.
Right. Normally on maps like this with a center expansion, that tends to help out Protoss a little bit more in a lot of maps because it's a map that's easily assaulted. But on this map, it's so geographically close to the Terran that it becomes easy for the Terran to siege down, and at the same time it's not a completely necessary expansion to take in the center. The Terran can just take them on the far corners of the map and be absolutely fine.
Indeed, and so spawning in the top left-hand corner as our white Terran, we have Probert, and in the bottom right-hand corner as our orange Protoss, we have Elegant. Although the rep appears to be paused. Alright, there we go. Moving back into it now. So we'll see what Elegant has in mind. I mean, Elegant has, a nice standard macro game, but I think he's a good player that also has some, prepared builds he can break out too. And perhaps we'll see that here, this being Oxide. And I don't know what to expect from Probert. Like, he's been around, and I see him all the time in channel, but I don't know, like, what to expect from him, really.
Yeah, I just want to really quickly double check to make sure, but I think he's been there every week for IM. That was there for that one. Was there? Yeah, he has. He's been there every week for IM so far, and across their 4 clan leagues, he's 1-3. But that one win was against Michael in a game where he made Michael look really silly that game.
Oh, yeah, that was that game. It was on what, Outsider, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a pretty overwhelming victory too.
Yeah, he certainly played. Look, let's be perfectly frank here. I think there was also some of that on Michael's end, but he played a really good game, no doubt about it. You have to play a good game to make your opponent look that silly.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing, too, to get an advantage against a good player, but then you have to, still play solid and maintain that advantage for a win, and against a player of the caliber that Michael is, it's easier said than done. So it looks like Probert grabbing his gas and barracks basically at the same time. In fact, he may have grabbed the gas just slightly before the barracks. I think he just saved the 250 and then grabbed both, and the probe just made it to the gas a little bit faster. And of course, Elegant opening up, looking pretty normal, sending his probe in now to scout. And Probert heads out with the SCV as well to scout. And now we'll just have to see what Elegant's going to get. No Zealot so far, so we should see, yeah, there's the core building. So things looking pretty standard so far.
Yep.
Getting it out. Never mind. Okay, Probert's just chasing the probe around because he doesn't want to get his barracks harassed. Elegant trying to do a little stop probe micro. He's doing a decent job of it, actually, getting off quite a few hits. It'd be funny if he actually killed this SCV if Probert wasn't paying attention to it. It's actually getting possible for a kill here. 10 health. 10 health. He's got to get it back and repair it. He's got to repair it now. Alright, there we go. There's the repair. So he is not going to suffer the shameful event of worker kill. Elegant not making a Dragoon so far, opting for range before Goon. So we'll see. Is he going to do like 19 Nexus? 21 Nexus? I don't know.
Yeah, interesting.
Looks like the factory is almost done for Probert, and a Marine chilling at the ramp. Obviously more going to be made, looking just like FD type stuff here. And Elegant now has that Goon started. He's got a second one. Okay, so it's looking more like 1 gate expand now since he is queuing a second Dragoon. And oh, Probert being obnoxious, stealing a few of Elegant's minerals, blocking mining. Goon is out now. Will he block it in? Well, he can't because he'll just be drilled through to the minerals. And we do have the machine shop now. Marine production obviously continuing since he is not walled.
There we go. I was gonna say, he's mining a lot of gas, so he's just planning on immediately expanding, but he's thrown down the robo facility now. So it looks like we're going to have some kind of very fast robo, obviously. Possibly for Reavers?
it's certainly a possibility. He has not canceled the range upgrade or faked that, but we still might see fast Reavers, or maybe just a really safe 1-gate AoVs expand, I guess. I'm not sure.
Maybe. I know Elegant really does like... sorry. Excuse me. I know he really does like his Reavers. So I wouldn't be surprised. I've seen him go this kind of build against Terran before. It's a tough sell on this map. You have to fly over so much open terrain to be able to get to the mineral line. It's going to allow the Marines to get into position, assuming he keeps them back to defend pretty easily.
And at this microing there with his Dragoons. Just sniped off one Marine. Oh, gotta be careful not to get too close to that and take a bunch of damage from all the Marines and the tank.
Yeah, Elegant does not have the goon numbers to really be able to do a whole lot of damage. He is picking off a couple of Marines, and that's what he needs to be able to do.
Yeah, he's actually getting a lot of the Marines now, and he's not losing any of his goons, so he's really softening up this FD pretty nicely. I don't think he's going to have any problem dealing with that. And back at home, I do not see a shuttle being made at the Robo, so it looks like it might just be 1-gate Robo AoVs. He's got a probe out there to make the expansion, although he's not dropped it. And it looks like, having lost that many Marines, Probert decides to pull back with the FD and not press the issue. Still nothing from the Robo facility. Maybe Elegant getting a little too caught up in the micro here and forgot to make... Oh, no, never mind. There's the observatory. Yeah, I was starting, so never mind. So yeah, just going to be a real safe 1-gate Robo expand.
Oh.
Got 4 goons out, so not in any serious danger, pressure, or anything like that. Robert's scouting very aggressively for hidden expansions of Elegant. He's had SCV in the bottom position. He's had Vulture go up and around, and now he's going to kind of have Vultures coming in here from 2 directions. And it looks like Elegant has a probe here, probably to take a really fast third base. He's definitely putting up the pylon. The Vulture's going to see that and probably cause some problems, although... Yeah, he's going to pick off the probe at least. Goon's coming over here. Where's the Observer? He's going to be careful of that mine. Trying to defuse it, gets it nicely done there by Elegant. And we can see eBay going up now for Probert, as well as a second factory. And nothing else so far. And Elegant's still on that 1 gateway. So it looks like he does intend to take a pretty quick third, although like, I'm looking for signs of anything else. Like, his money's getting pretty high, so I think he wants to put down the third, but I don't see a probe headed that way. Now we have another probe coming out of the main. Elegant also has no probes as his natural expansion. I think he had to run them away from a Vulture or something.
No, he's transferring them back now.
Yeah. Wait. What? No, he actually hasn't mined from his natural at all. That's kind of strange. Unless these expansions have... Yeah, no, these expansions have 1504 minutes. For some reason, he had not transferred probes there. I hope that Nexus hadn't been done for a while. But usually with 1-gate expand, I would think that would have been set up. That's a little odd. And Probert just making tanks comfortably off of 2 factories. He's just leaving a lot of... Okay, we're going up to 4 factories. And nothing else. So we might see some sort of, you know, timing, like kind of almost like fac CC push. And then followed up with the 4 facts of rallied volts. Now Elegant finally adding on a few gateways. He did 1-gate expand. He's got 3 gateways on the way. Actually, he hasn't expanded yet, so he's going up to 3 gateways.
Right. You did call it right, though. He was looking, or at least it would seem he's looking to take the third. He has the probe there. He has enough money for it. So, definitely should be seeing that any time now. Moving out with his Dragoons on an Observer looks like doing a little bit of offensive mine clearing, potentially. There are no mines on the map for Probert, so he's not going to find any, but still, it's a good thing to be doing when you have your goons and nothing else to do at this point in the game anyway. There are a lot of probes just kind of idling about. He rallied some of them, but there are still 3 in the natural that are just sitting behind the minerals.
Yeah.
I guess he misclicked when sending him back to work.
He's got 2 like idle up gateways. Yeah, he's got a lot of idle probes in various spots. And we got Stargate and Archive, so it looks like he's going to tech to Arbiter pretty aggressively off of about 3 gates.
Down, you do not acknowledge.
So
the second half is starting here.
And the starport going down pretty quick for Probert, so yeah, he's going to go ahead and throw down the third off of 4 factories. I really thought he was maybe going to do a timing attack because of the fact that Elegant was on 1 gate for so long. But he didn't necessarily scout that, so... Because he doesn't have any, he doesn't have, what do you call it, comstats yet, and he hasn't slipped a vulture into the base, so he didn't know what Elegant was doing, but I was wondering, since the vulture, like, saw the goons clearing out and stuff, if he was going to try to do something with, like, back CC, but... It looks like Elegant is going to come over here and clear out this annoying vulture. And he's just kind of zoning right now on his side of the map and getting his third up. And he's going to have, you know, nice fast Arbiter tech here. He's already got his Tribunal half done at like 10 minutes, so should be able to get, you know, at least 3 obs, maybe more, or arbs, maybe more into that army by the time he gets to max, so that'll give him a lot of flexibility in terms of stasis or recall options.
So, Terran decided to go for their third at the mineral only. This is... I'm not a particular fan of going for the mineral only. It does have its advantages. Obviously, it's going to be a lot closer. So if you're going to defend based off of just having a very large number of tanks and you want to be static about it, then taking that base is just a really, really easy thing to do. But unless you're going to be making a lot of factories without machine shops and pumping out a lot of vultures for your army and being very aggressive with that, which you really haven't seen from Robert this game, as, I mean, the mine coverage on this on the map has just been non-existent. Usually the minerals don't help you all that much, and I don't think that the gas third, which he's now taking, is very hard to defend at all. I think you can get greedy and just go for that immediately. Not to mention that even if you do just want the minerals, it's nearly double the amount.
Yes, indeed. Of course, now Probert is also going to go ahead and grab that 4th base so he can get the gas as well. As obviously Terran likes a little bit extra gas, can get more tanks into that composition and afford the vessels. You know, off of 2 gas, affording two shop tanks and vessels is pretty difficult to do, but with 3 gas, you can usually get vessels and tanks from 3 shops, so that makes for, you know, a lot stronger composition than an army consisting of almost all vultures and just a few tanks. See a little bit of light vulture harass up here at the 4th base, but of course no probes have been sent there and it's not done or anything, so again, just going to take some goons on up there and clear that out.
I do like that Robert went for the double armory, and one of those armories was rather quick. I think he threw it up before his 3rd fact. So, already has 1 attack upgrade, very soon going to have 2-1, and that's a very, very strong Terran army. On the other hand, Elegant, he does have 1 attack upgrade, but the Forge has been idle for a little while, so it's not going to have a 2nd upgrade, much less a 2-1 upgrade anytime soon. You have some vultures trying to lay mines in among the dragoons, but the probes are transferring through at the same time!
But they get into the probe transfer, he's gained access to it, and the probes may get devoured, although stops to attack the dragoons a little bit. Oh, dragging a mine up towards the probes, doesn't get them, but he basically kills all the probes of the transfer. So again, Elegant having a little bit of economy trouble right now, and a lot of damage actually has been done to this Nexus. Still more probes arriving, and mines are being laid everywhere. Elegant really might need to get more dragoons up here at this point in time, as he's down to just 1, and yeah, all the probes now have to transfer away. The goon is dead, and now the probes can just be chased by the vulture, and there's actually no reaction. Elegant hardly has any dragoons, so he's basically lost his entire contingent of dragoons, and these probes are just getting munched on by these vultures right now, as Probert must have gotten 20 probes, maybe? Because he got a whole line of 12, and then a good portion of another line, and he got 7 or 8 goons in that fight too, so very significant right there for Probert.
Big mine play hitting a lot of the goons in the initial fight and blowing up a lot of the probes. It looked like it wouldn't have mattered because the vultures would mop them up anyway, but considering that some of the probes got out, there would have been an extra 7 or 8, if not for the mines early.
And the statistics are telling Probert now mining about 500 more minerals per minute than Elegant, since he's established his 4th base so easily and just killed all of those probes.
Man. That's a really, really good example of why Vulture Harass is important to the Terran player. It's something that it didn't cost him very much to do that, and you're not going to have that happen every game. But in the games that does happen, that's nearly game-breaking. It's going to take so much from Elegant at this point to be able to overcome losing all of that. He needs an amazing engagement to have a chance here, because if he doesn't win it decisively, Terran's going to be able to remax so much better than the Protoss is and just finish him in the second wave.
And concerningly, Probert is moving out with his entire army, and Elegant looks like he doesn't have a clue. There is absolutely no response anywhere in his army. Probert is just going to be allowed to freely lay siege to Elegant's 3rd base, and that is concerning.
Elegant's going in for a recall.
Recall! Where's the recall? There it is.
Oh dear.
Alright, so this is a bit strange, but this is actually a pretty good time for this recall, as Probert is way out of position. I think Probert is just going to go ahead and sack that base, and he's going to push with his army. Elegant will not have enough at home to defend by any means. He's only got about a control group of zealots and 2 or 3 goons up here at the top. The recall has killed off the 4th of Probert with great ease, so now it's a matter of just defending his 3rd base, but Probert is going to do tremendous damage here to Elegant. That is a lot of tanks in that army. He's just A-moving this. He's got to be almost at 2.5 groups of tanks, it looks like. Like, that is a ton of tanks. And Elegant, having killed Probert's 4th, now going to turn around and defend everything sieging up here for Probert. So Elegant is going to be losing a base, and Probert is going to be losing a base. Basically, they're going to lose each other's base, each other's gas base.
Yeah, they're going to trade bases, but Probert's still in a really, really strong position. Elegant's going to have a lot of difficulty digging him out of that. It's not as if he has a high ground to work around, or dealing with tanks before they're sieged.
Oh no, though, for Elegant, his 4th base, the Vultures have found it, and are going to be killing off even more of the probes, chasing them down. There were no cannons there to defend the probes, so they're just getting devoured by Vultures. So Elegant losing tons of economy, and now he is moving in on the army of Probert. He is coming from uphill to downhill, but there are a ton of tanks. There's 1 stasis going off. It's not bad, but I just don't know if there's quite enough units here from Elegant, as there's just so many tanks. Elegant says, "What a surprise. I died. GG." And Probert takes the game. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so, on the second thought I said, okay, Elegant didn't do anything. He didn't have a clue the army was coming. He did recall, though. So that might have been a conscious decision, although I honestly don't know, because he may or may not have had OBS in position to see that. It was kind of up there. I don't know if he actually saw it moving out. So
I think that would have been a really bad time to do the recall.
Yeah.
Because you get the base, but you have moved your entire army out of position.
Yeah.
So now you can't do anything about that. And it was really easy for Terran to just march up, take a really strong position. Elegant tried to attack from the best angle possible, but it didn't matter because Terran's position was too good.
Like, had Elegant recalled the factories, and with a big recall, that might have forced Probert's hand a little bit more to come back, because then he'll never be able to reinforce. But in this case, he could just kind of say, okay, 4th base, look, I'm going to kill a bunch of his stuff because he doesn't have enough to recall and defend. And so I'll let you have the 3rd base. I'll use my Terranness to set up and keep my 3rd base alive, and then go kill the rest of your mining bases. And Elegant was pretty much forced, unfortunately, to attack into a Terran army that was completely set up and mined up. And there was, even coming from uphill to downhill, there was just always going to be a difficult battle. So our next game, we are going to have Hope against Intaro.
I don't think I have seen Hope yet. Alright, at the very least, I don't think I've casted Hope.
Alright. So, as we're saying, like we got Hope against Centauro, which is going to be. Wait.
I don't think this is the right.
Something about this replay is odd. It might be a walkover set. I don't know. But whatever it is not correct. Or there was a walkover.
I guess we'll wait for the refs to tell us what happened. But yeah, this definitely looks like a game versus a computer.
That or they're really trolling us, and someone named themselves A and someone named themselves Garmbrew.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we're getting confirmation it was a walkover. I'm not sure who in favor of, but someone decided to no-show because they lame. In favor of AoV, okay. So it looks like Hope no-showed. And that will put AoV tied up 1-1.
Alright then.
I'm being informed that Hope's girlfriend turned off the alarm, I believe. Sabotage in favor of more sexy time.
Where is Hope from that he needed an alarm clock at that time?
I am not sure. Alright, so our next game is going to feature none other than SWBI's Yuka on his trademark map so far. We have seen him on this map, I think, every time. He actually won a game. I'm trying to remember who he played. But he won a game against, who was it? A good Zerg, like B+ or something like that, by doing 2 gates and then like 2 gates in the back mineral field and winning. And then another game he tried like 9-9 or something, but it got held off pretty easily. So we'll see if he's going to play phasers straight up or if he's going to continue in his line of aggressive plays. I'm really curious to see what Mucus can display here. So far he hasn't really been willing to show off his standard play, hasn't been feeling confident that he's going to take games with that. Or maybe he's really confident just in his ability to be sneaky. I don't know.
Alright, on the other hand, IM's player is Phasers, along with, excuse me, another player that has played every week for their team. So far, he did win the first week versus Lag Freeze Dark, and if I remember in that game, Dark thought about cheesing and then for whatever reason didn't, so it was kind of a weird game after that. But I assume by now he's certainly looking to pick up his second win. I remember pretty decent play out of him. Nothing particularly remarkable, but it's not as if it was horribly shaky. Just a solid C+ level play. I'm gonna guess he's C+.
I think he's a little bit stronger than that.
Yes?
I want to say he beat someone, like, I think he was draw, he lost to a Coliseum in 1 week. But then I think he showed off a pretty nice game between now and when he played draw.
His other games he lost versus Eon Zerg and lost versus Dragon.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we played. Did you play against Dragon on Overwatch?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. You played okay in that game, but Dragon definitely outclassed him. But of course, Dragon having just gotten to the semifinals of TLS. And obviously the map is one we know well by now from STL, and that is Outsider. All kinds of possibilities here. I talk about it a lot, how you can kind of play for the center of the map, or you can kind of play outside and play for the rings, controlling the expansions that are around the edge of the map, perimeter of the map. No one has really played the map that way though. Like every game I've watched has been just like implicit agreement that we're just gonna play this like a macro map and not really do anything crazy with, like, you know, 3 or 4 shuttles or 5 dropships or whatever.
Yeah, there was one game, and I'm pretty sure it was the 1 week that you weren't there for.
Yeah, I believe Draw played against some Terran that mass dropped it.
Yeah, the Draw had a game. Draw and the Terran both went crazy with the dropships. And it was definitely that inside-outside mechanic that has been described before. But other than that, you're right. There hasn't been a whole lot of stuff on Outsider that separates Outsider. Where Outsider really should be quite a unique map. It hasn't been played that way so far.
Yeah, like I said, I think some of that's a product of some players just don't like the map, and then a lot of the players just don't have the time or inclination to really prepare for fancy strats, because obviously, you know, that's really different than standard play and takes quite a bit of practice to pull off. Of course, Muka are yellow Protoss over at the 9 o'clock position, and phasers are white Terran at the 5 o'clock, 5:30, or whatever you want to call it. Some good manners being exchanged. Now we'll see if Muka does the chat mode and then breaks out the aggression. Classic Peruvian style. Oh, I was right, Probert is P-. Oh! Did we lose you, Tom?
I'm still here.
Oh, okay.
I'm assuming the observer dropped and it set my name, but I'm here.
Okay. It startled me for a second. I was like, no! We can't have you leading the cast.
Alright.
They're saying it's a little bit laggy. Well, they don't play for lag-free, so lag is allowed. Although I've heard rumors that lag-free is not as lag-free as advertised.
Slander. Slanders and lies, all of it.
Probably. Alright, so Phaser's gonna wall off here. And Muka is getting a gateway, but that could still be a lot of things. I'm kind of excited to see what Muka does play. I would like to see him play standard and see where he's at these days. I don't know how heavily he's been practicing. I know he's hit C as Protoss though. You like lags. I love playing in laggy conditions, nothing better. And Cybercore for Muka. No probe scout yet, even after. Oh wait, there's a probe scout. Okay, so he's gonna core scout, which certainly brings 21 Nexus into play. A lot of times you do core scout with that. And we can see phasers grabbing some gas. And both players gonna scout wrong. Let's see if Muka's paying attention to his probe and switches the direction. Although that SCV coming out could mean that phasers is just in the base, so Muka will probably still scout. Yeah. So the Cybercore finishes. And what are we going to do first? Dragoon or range? We're going to get range first.
Excuse me, Protoss this game opting to go for the early Zealot. And got a couple of hits off on the STV, but probably won't be able to get off another one, assuming that Terran's paying attention with the micro.
Indeed, he'll just waddle around haplessly, being like, I want to catch you, but I can't, I'm too slow.
I think it's a pretty good idea on this map to be building that early zealot. I'm a fan of being a little bit cautious cautious in the beginning, building that early zealot, but especially on this map, there are infinite spots to put a proxy, essentially. And there's no way to be scouting them all out, so you can either just roll the dice and say, I hope he doesn't make one, or you can play it safe and have a zealot, and then wherever the proxy is, you at least have some kind of chance of being able to hold off the bunker rush. Not going to happen this game, but certainly not going to fault a player for playing it safe.
So we've got Phaser continuing to make Marines, Machine Shop done. The upgrade of choice will probably be Mines. Right now it's no upgrade. Oh, the gas is not quite there. He's put 3 back on gas. Alright, so it is going to be Mines, so we're going to see FD from Phasers despite the wall. Perhaps just walling because Muka has been pretty, dare I say, cheesy in his game so far, and knowing that Phasers just wanted to make sure he didn't die to something like, I don't know, Proxy 2 Gate or whatever. It's a possibility. And Muka is doing similar to Elegant so far, throwing up that Robo after he starts the production of his second Dragoon. Here comes the FD. There's a spotting probe out from Muka, should see it. Yes, it will definitely know about it now. Oh, whoops, there we go. And now Phasers rolls out. There will be 3 goons out by the time. Yeah, 3 goons out by the time the FD gets there. He's getting a shuttle. He's got the 2 zealots, so I think he's going to go Reaver. Yeah, we got a support barrier going down. So he's going to try to sit at the top of the ramp, defend with his goons, and then go harass with the Reaver.
Even if you don't have the micro to be picking off the Marines like we saw Elegant did in the last game, having your goons out there and essentially escorting the Terran force means that excuse me, usually means that you can slow them down. In this case, though, it looks like he doesn't want to even challenge the ramp. Gets there and sees no expo, so he's certainly expecting something to be up, but I doubt you'd be able to that quickly identify that it's a Reaver threat he's going to be dealing with.
He might expect that. He'll be thinking it's going to be some sort of drop, though, because if it was just DTs, they would have been walking out now. So he's going to expect that there's some sort of drop coming. We'll see where he puts his... he's leaving his stuff interestingly in the natural, though, his tanks and Marines. I mean, I guess there's always the possibility it's like 3 gateway speed lot or something, but I don't know. You don't really see that anymore. That, like, used to be a thing back in, like, 2008, 2009, at least amongst lower rank players, where you'd go, like, 3 gate speed lot and just run in and hope the Terran just had, like, 3 tanks all sieged up. But I have not seen anyone do that in ages. Looks like Reaver's out now from Yuka. Wait, what? That seems kind of late. But either way, Shuttle's going to roll out now. Let's see if he flies over the mines. We should know the natural... No, he's not going to see it. Not going to fly over the mines. Mines vision too small. There's a spotting barracks, and it might be in perfect position. Like, Yuka appears to just be on a collision course. Oh, what a fortunate turnaround. Alright, now I gotta turn around. Just do Phaser's vision only. Does not see the shuttle. So it is going to be a bit of a surprise for him, and all of the stuff is in the natural, so it's going to be a question of how quickly he reacts with SCVs. Doesn't have a lot of turret stuff. Okay, now he sees it. Tank is moving over to chase the shuttle. Turret going off right now. We can see 1 zealot is dropped, 2nd zealot is dropped. The shuttle's going to go down. Wow. Really sloppy there by Muka. He might get an amazing Scarab, though. Comes just shy of being amazing. I think he only got like 5 SCVs and lost the Reaver and the shuttle, so now the situation really poor for Muka. Unfortunately, he's going to be way behind against Phasers, clearing out the mines to his natural finally. So he doesn't even have an expansion down. He did minimal damage, and Phasers is rolling on 2 bases. Actually, wait, Muka's going to try to double expand. Okay, he's got a Nexus finished in the back, so at least the Nexus situation isn't as bad as I thought. No more Reavers, 2 more gates going up for a total of 4.
Yeah, it's going for Reavers can obviously do a lot of damage, but you do need to do a significant amount of damage to make it anywhere near worth it. You just put yourself behind in so many ways by going for it to kill 5 SCVs, and that's it. 5 SCVs isn't even close to the unit cost alone, not to mention the buildings and all of the opportunity cost of not having the gateways or an expo faster. So it's certainly going to be putting Yuka at a really big deficit for the rest of this game. Sometimes you see players recognize that it's such a big deficit and just gamble on another Reaver and just go completely all in, because Reavers can swing the game back in your favor, and you almost need that big of a swing at this point. He is building a shuttle, but 2 observers queued up behind that, so he'll have some air mobility, but it doesn't look like he'll go back to the Reaver.
Yeah, he's making that set of 4 zealots for that shuttle. Yeah, another one of the things about the Reaver that's really wonderful is just the defensive capability of a Reaver. It's really nice for holding off any sort of kind of early timings from Terran. So it's a very safe way to open if you open Reaver and don't lose it. Of course, if you lose it like that and Terran was planning to do some sort of like fact CC, fact timing or something like that, you're in really big trouble. Alright, so Phaser's third base at the back door is almost done. Going to be getting access to more minerals, so he's going to be way ahead economically of Muka, who has not even started a third base yet. He's just getting up gateways and units to defend any aggression from Phasers. Who is, looks like only on 3 facts right now. He's got a nice little layout here too of the factories. Lots of space between them, very easy for units to maneuver and travel in the threat of recall or even like shuttle harass or whatever. See the +1 just starting and the starport about to finish up here for Phasers. And now Muka drops his third.
Yeah, looking around the map, you can see, looking around the mini-map, you can see a lot of white speckles, and that's pretty good play by Terran here, and something you definitely want to do. You want to do it on every map, but especially on this kind of map, you really want to know what, you really want to know the movement of the shuttle. He didn't know about it the first time it came in, and was still able to defend rather well, but usually, knowing that it's coming, 5-6 seconds before it gets there, allows you to get your forces into position with just enough time to be able to prevent a lot of the damage. So by having so much white around the map, it makes it very hard for Protoss to get the jump on Terran.
And it's also nice too because, you know, obviously if you give yourself only that little bit of your base to see, then you have to be looking right at the right moment to see it. Whereas if you spread your vision like this, it gives you a lot more opportunities to, you know, glance at the minimap and see it and pick up on it. So it gives you more opportunity, you know, like you don't have to be perfect to see it, you just have to look 1 out of like 4 times instead of, you know, the exact right time. But right now it looks like both players just kind of content to go ahead and macro up. Yuka adding more gates. It looks like he's going to about 6 gateways. Currently no sign of tech though from Yuka anywhere. Or wait, no, never mind. He's getting his Templar Archives back here at the 3rd. And Phaser's adding on some more factories. It looks like he is going to have a total of 6. And he's got his science facility done. No vessel being produced yet, but 2nd armory is being added.
Phasers is adding a 7th factory above his 3rd.
Oh.
Which I'm kind of interested in.
The hell? That's really strange.
They're gonna float it out so he can make secret vultures from the backdoor natural at the other base?
That would actually be really adorable if he did that. But that
kind of be crazy.
A very strange place to build a factory. As he would have to like dropship units out of that factory.
If I would almost think that it was just there for scouting, which would kind of make sense, except for the fact that the factory's so expensive compared to all the other floating buildings.
Be a hella pricey scout, man.
Nope, adding a machine shop. He just really wants tanks over there. Alright.
Gotta defend the backdoor gas, man.
I guess.
That's what it all comes down to. That is the oddest factory of all time.
So, Muka's moved out and is in position in front of Terran's Natural, but that is a whole mess of metal that he would have to get through. An attack's really not possible.
And Phaser's moving out onto the map. Supplies have equalized with an advantage for Phasers, so that gives you an idea of just how behind Muka is economically. And Phasers, you can see there, has about 150 more minerals a minute than does Muka, but I don't know if Phasers knows how ahead he is. Oh my god, of all the times unsieged, this is probably not the best of ones. Now resieging a lot of his tanks, and everything is coming down in here, but this is a really narrow choke. I am pretty surprised Muka is picking this as an engagement spot. Alright, most of the Zealots dying, so now the tanks are sieging up for Phasers, and Muka needs to run away. He needs to not continue this attack with all of these Dragoons. Why? Okay, finally he moves back, but we can see Muka now dropping about 30 supply behind Phasers. And let's get a sense of the gateway count. It appears to be only 7 gates against the... Well, Phasers has 1, 2, 3... He has 8 factories in his main, and then he has a random unusable factory making tanks. So...
Yeah. That was about as good as you could have expected an attack to go from Yuka. I mean, he got everything that he could have wanted. The tanks were unsieging at the worst possible time. There were even some mine drags in there. The Zealots certainly got in among the tanks. But a supply lead for a Terran in a choke, it just cannot work out good. And you don't have any kind of area.
Yeah, I mean, if we would have had like a bunch of storms, maybe, but yeah. I don't really know what he was thinking with that attack exactly. Oh my god, his goons need to move back now. They're going to get totally surrounded and obliterated. He's trying to pick off vultures, but there's a lot of tanks sieged up there. I don't know why he's fighting here. This can... Oh, there's not that many tanks. But there's enough vultures that I think they're going to deal with the Zealots okay, and reinforcements should be coming here at any point for Phasers. Yeah, we've got some more vulture reinforcements now pouring out. And just no way Muka is getting anywhere against his army. We can see his supply is now plummeted to 97 versus 150 versus Phasers. And oh, we have a drop somewhere here behind the minerals. This vulture suddenly decided to stop shooting. That is like a hold vulture. I've never seen that before. It's like a stop vulture. It's not killing the probes despite being right there. That's like the same thing that happens with goons. But it's actually happening with the Terran vulture.
That's unfortunate. I mean, assuming that Protoss didn't react, he could have killed a lot.
And Protoss, yeah, every probe should be dead, but it doesn't matter because it looks like Muka's dead anyway. As Phasers is pushing to the natural. You can see he's landed a barracks actually to kill off the probes at the nexus at the bottom position, and there's really at this point nothing much Muka can do. He's sending in a bunch of last minute zealots. He's got a panic DT, but there's a vessel there, and that is all getting cleaned up. I mean, Muka is producing like mad. He actually has a pretty nice spread of goons here, but it just isn't enough units. And Phasers really in control of this game now, pretty much doubling Muka's supply. Not the best reinforcing from Phasers. It seems like he should have more production off those 8 factories, but still, massive supply lead. He's actually taken now a 4th base, getting double gases. And Muka says, so rusty, GG, and it will be a 2-0 advantage for IM.
Have you been following the Skype logs?
Yeah, so got some shitty news for you guys. Next game was supposed to be Widow Killer against Mortician, but Mortician didn't show. So it's 3-1 IM. And then it was supposed to be Ending Life against Fold, but Fold didn't show. So IM 4-1 walkover. So that is a bit sad. And we're going to be moving into SAS against PSB. And this will be a very compelling clan war.